Good. Portland State, what do they got?
You know, they got a really good tight end, you know, one of the better tight ends in the country. And they play him both as a tight end and really out wide as a receiver. Their quarterback's been running around making plays. You know, he does a good job of breaking contain, but keeping his eyes downfield. And we got to do a good job plaster. When we call it plaster, when they have broken plays, guys got to get to their guys and stay on them. That's probably one of the best things they do. I think they got some good offensive linemen. And I think their strength on their defense is their D-line. I think they do a nice job there. It's a different schematic, you know, scheme-wise. It's the old flex defense that Arizona made famous years ago. Actually, when I was with John L. Smith, Utah State and Louisville, our defense coordinator, Chris Nealon, ran that scheme. So something not been around and we're familiar with, but they try to take away the run. They do some different things with it, though, that some people haven't seen. They play a little more zone coverage with it, some little wrinkles here and there that's new. But they do a good job. They've been playing hard. They played real well last week, so it'll be a great challenge. We got to get ready to go and go get us a win.
Seemed like after you guys beat them last year, they sort of evolved and just started winning. Did you see some sort of change in their tendencies?
Not really. They were a physical, tough team, and they went and beat Montana the week after they played us. I just think they started getting a few more turnovers. Like I know early in that Montana game, they got a lot of turnovers, and they started settling in a little bit more on a quarterback, and he started making a lot of plays for them.
What was kind of the key in stifling them last year, and how do you see that translating?
I think we did a good job of taking care, you know, moving the ball. We got stopped on a few too many third and shorts, but we moved the ball well, kept the ball in our hands a lot of the game, and then our defense did a good job of keeping that quarterback contained, you know, and not letting him get out and run around and make things happen that way.
How are you guys in terms of health?
You know, that's kind of a day-to-day thing right now. That was a physical team, and there were some guys that got banged up. So honestly, I don't know if I'll know that till Thursday.
And is Jeff one of those?
Jeff's one of those day-to-day guys. Yeah, I don't think we'll know. Jeff, we won't know till Thursday for sure.
Andre the same.
Andre the same. Yeah.
How's Mason doing? I know he took a bunch of hits, but he just kept coming back in there and plugging away.
Yeah, he took some big hits. So luckily he's got a hard head. You know, he took a lot of them right in the head, and I think he's doing all right. He's kind of like when you're in a car wreck and you're kind of sore all over. So he was real sore Sunday and Monday, but he's doing better now.
What's the succession plan if he gets lit up and has to come out of a game? Is it going to be Colton or Nikhil or?
It would probably depend whether it was just for a couple plays. You know, if it was just for a couple plays, then it would probably be Nikhil. If it was for a good amount of time, it'd be Colton.
You had talked about the 2 plays thing, you know, a couple of plays away from 3 more wins. Was there any on Saturday that, upon going through the film again, that really stuck out at you?
Well, the 2-face.
Yeah.
I mean, the 2-face kill you. You know, those would probably be 2 as big a ones as there was. And then probably the last fumble from Mason, because we're going down, we're driving the ball well. Whether that's a incomplete pass or a fumble, it was a fumble. And we had guys right around it. And we just he's gotta feel that clock in his head. We gotta protect a little bit better. You gotta get the ball off or tuck it and run, or if it does come out, we all gotta jump on it no matter what. Always assume that it is.
I would imagine you're trying to take these things one game at a time, but there's also the sense that you're kind of playing without a net now in terms of trying to qualify for the playoffs.
Correct.
You can't afford another loss.
No, it's like,
is that kind of creeping in? Or?
Yeah, I think it's just, you always go one game at a time, and every game's the most important game. But definitely what you're saying, like your backs are against the wall a little bit. It's time we got to go. And I was really, I thought our guys practiced hard last week. I thought we were ready to play. It was one of the best Thursday, Friday, Saturday mornings that I thought we were right there and ready to go. What we got to make sure we do is that again this week and make it even better. You know, sometimes we can't have a letdown. We got to make sure we're that ready to play again this week for sure.
With the secondary, you know, how far along do you think this point last year to this point right now? Is there some key things?
I think Lloyd's playing really good. You know, I think it's the best football Lloyd's played since he's been around here. I think Tyrese, for a young guy, is getting better every single game and improving. I think Jalen playing different spots. You know, he's playing both the boundary corner and nickel. Has done some good things for us. And I think Chris Nash just gets better each day. So we just got to continue to improve and continue to get better.
Is Hoover kind of solidified at the 2, or is it still a rotation going along?
It's still a, well, the thing is, he plays both corner and nickel. So when he, you know, by what personnel we're in, he can be the corner, and when base personnel, we go to nickel, then he bumps inside, and Chris comes in there.
How's the depth for safety feeling right now? Is there a little bit of tired legs out there?
Yeah, we got to just continue to work hard on that. Maybe have a couple guys move around and learn that position also.
What's contributing to Lloyd's good year? What's he doing well?
You know, I think it always starts with hard work. I think he really worked his tail off all off season. I think his experience. He's just playing really well. He's seeing things. He's understanding run pass. He's getting in passing lanes. He's playing with really good leverage. He's tackling well when he has to tackle. He's just like, Lloyd's game is really, you know, if his game was right here last year, it's probably right here now. He's really upped his game a lot. He's playing very well. Proud of him. It's great to see guys that are hard workers and care that much, show that much improvement. So I'm really, really happy for him.
Seems like you guys are getting a lot of TFLs off the edge for the most part. Are you satisfied with the inside pressure of the D line yet? Or you
Yeah, I think a lot of times the D line inside is to get push and then get them, you know, from the outside. If we can continue to push it up inside and then corral them from the outside, then I think that's a good thing. But you know, we got to have a couple other guys. I think right now Charles is playing really good. Trey's playing really good. Lloyd's playing really good. Christian's playing pretty good for the most part. We get a couple more guys to step up and play like that. We'll be in good shape.
Seems like Leo Tomba is getting more and more reps.
Yeah,
on
he's
that
playing
check.
a lot, and he's improving each day. You know, and he's doing a good job against the run. He can continue to work to improve on his using his hands, using some pass rush moves. But I think that'll just come with more experience.
Is that kind of an equal split with him and Coyote kind of there?
He hasn't played the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
So he's been injured, so it's really been Leo all by himself. Hopefully this week it will be equal, and then he'll get fresh, being able to keep fresh. That's one thing, he's had to play a lot of snaps because Coyote hasn't played.
Is Portland as physical of a team this year as it was last year?
I think so. I think there was a couple of guys on their defense last year. They all ended in 96, 36, 46. They were really, really
Yeah.
physical and good players. But they still look physical on tape, and they're still physical up front, you know, line. I just think that's the brand of football, probably how they practice, how they play, and they're definitely a physical team.
And it seems like you guys play well against those kinds of teams.
We do. That's usually something that we play well against. So we just got to play better. We got to play 4 or 5 plays better, so we come away with a win.
That Davis Alexander guy, has he taken huge strides that you've seen from last year?
Yeah, I just think he's seeing things so much better. You know, I just think he's like anything. The more you play, the more reps you get, the more comfortable you are, and he's playing a lot better.
Anything notable about the venue? I'm unfamiliar with their stadium at all.
I've been to a lot of softball tournaments there. Yeah, I've been to a lot. My daughter used to play travel softball tournaments there all the time. So it's kind of a baseball field, football field, softball complex. So it's something that we got to know. Like behind our bench, there's nothing. So we got to bring our own fire and intensity and excitement, and not show up looking around. Just know already. We already talked about it Sunday night. What it's going to be like. We got to show up ready to play.
Is this going to be a game where there's 5,000 people, or do they have more of a intensity in terms of the fan base than that? Or?
I'm not sure, honestly. Looking at the games, probably about what you said. Yeah, probably.
Does that work to your advantage or disadvantage?
I think on the road it should help you. So it's not so loud, so it should help your communication and help all those things for sure.
And with penalties, is there something you can do? What's the key thing to do in practice to try and suppress stuff like that?
You know, you just gotta The ones that really are, you're gonna get some hustle penalties. Those happen. The ones that have to stop are the pre-snap penalties. Those are the ones that we can't have, you know, when we're moving before the ball snapped, or moving, or getting penalties in alignment, or really haven't had alignment. They've all been moving, you know, before. There's a couple holding penalties we got that stopped some first downs. Sometimes those happen. You're hustling, you're playing hard, but we have to eliminate them. We have to get them down to a lot lower.
Can you do something to, you know, is there some kind of drill or?
Well, we work on it every day.
Yeah.
We bring it up every day. We call it out every day, and we're working on it. We just gotta get it to show up. Showing up in practice, it's gotta show up in the game.
Are things being called consistently throughout the league and game to game, or does it vary a lot? Or?
No, I can't talk about it.